Hi everybody, today we're going to talk about recognition of numbers. What I would do was take a 1 to 100 grid. Mine is a little bit oversized. I guess you could use a regular size one as well. And you take a couple of days at least, especially kindergarten and first grade. You really want to go slowly with this and have the students make observations. Just slowly let them become aware and you start jotting them down. Okay, there's 10 in each row, and we talk about columns, rows and columns. And, you begin to let them recognize, oh, there's all zeros, and the second number or even the third number, it's all zeros at the end, and you talk about the ones place, and you beginning the idea of digit. And then you start teaching, let them recognize that there's all 6 in this row. And then it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they become very familiar. They talk to a partner. You can have them work in groups. What do you recognize? And you really kind of savor the observation of the 100. So after that's done, you're going to begin with, these are from the old-fashioned overhead projectors that we used to use, but they have these colored little tabs that you can do, and anything tactile you can do for our kiddos, it really works. So you give them their 1 to 100, and then you begin. You're going to have them frame the number as you're all reading aloud. You don't just read aloud. 1, and they're each touching it and framing the number. 2, 3, 4, 5, and you have them do it, and you might want to stop at 10, and then your class might be ready for the teens, which we know routinely is really tricky. And you can even do, after you've done that for a few days, when you get to 13, okay, what do you observe about the number 13? Okay, there's a 1 and then a 3, and then you can say, well, do you think if it said 3, 1, is that the same? Would that be in the same spot? And then someone will find 31. No, that's 31, right? So it has to be in this order. 1, 3, that makes 13. It's really important for them to understand. It goes 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4. Okay, so you go slowly with this. Then you slowly begin to teach them, oh, look if I have 20 here, the whole next row, what do you notice about the whole next row? They all have 2's in it. And let them come up with it. Don't teach it to them. Have them talk to a partner or in a group. And then you begin to see that trend, right? So you're doing that. And the sweep is really tricky, and I don't remember, I think this is from EDM, from Everyday Math, if for those of you who still have it, there's a lesson in there, and I think that's where this is from, where you take crayons, and this took like 25 to 30 minutes. You have them really explicitly teach them 1 crayon at a time. Everyone holds up red, and you do 0 and 1. And then blue is 10 and 11, and you begin to teach that next row sweep that we know is so tricky. So go from green to green. What do you observe? Light blue to light blue, 30 to 31, and you start really explicitly training them that the whole next row has that tens place in it. Okay, the first number is the tens place, so you can use this as well. You can intersperse. So let's say you're back to the 100 grid. Here's a really quick formative assessment. Okay, everybody, we're going to play a game. I want you to find the number 36 as quickly as you can, and you'll see kiddos. They'll start at 1, 2, and that's okay, that's where they're at, but that's your lowest group in terms of understanding the some of the patterns in math. So you take a clipboard with all their names, check them off, negative, minus, 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 because they're not there yet, right? And you might have someone who's kind of like knows, oh yeah, 30, and then they go 31, so they're understanding that tens place. So they have that. Or you'll have someone who go into the ones place, and they know that if it's 36, they're going to find it going down this way. And those are just things you kind of jot down. So if someone's continuously using this, teach them that. If they're only using this, teach them the ones place because they're ready for some higher. It's a really quick way to differentiate a group. And you pull those 6 kids back, okay, notice that you always do this. That's great. Here's another way to define 36. You can go to the 6's, and then they're going to start getting that concept of counting by tens down the column. So you can, use it for a formative piece. You can give everyone 5 tabs, and you can use this for addition later on. If you're at 13, what would 10 more be? And then you have them stick, the next tab at 23, so they see the pattern that it falls under it, right? What would 10 less be? Oh, 3. It's over it. So they start to understand the concept of how our base 10 system works. It's a super tool. I used it in so many ways, and it only is a piece of paper and some color tabs. I hope that helps. A couple of quick tips when you're passing out. have, team leaders, so you hand 5 each. They pass out the papers and they pass out the tabs. You have collectors so that the distribution of the materials is not one at a time. It's got to be quick, fast, right? And you have to teach the kids to do that. So hope this